Close comment.
I got
Dan wanted to.
Oh,
And then I have this yet to do.
oh, that's right, I'm sorry.
Dan Lupu, Village Ovid in Ovid Township. It was my understanding when you appointed Mr. Henley to the Finance Committee that you were advised at that time by two different lawyers, Mr. Harradine being one of them and Mr. Cooley being the other one, that that wasn't legal. And I wanted to know why you still have him on the board. Thank you.
I don't remember getting that advice from lawyers. Maybe I'll check with Mike.
Well, I guess since I was mentioned, I commented, and I think that's why I think even Everett calls himself an advisor on the committee, because the Articles of Incorporation would indicate, at least they seem to me, and I said so, and as did Mr. Cooley, that the actual committees of Omesa are made up of the trustees of Omesa. So the members on the committee that are actually the committee members should all be trustees. That said, there's nothing that prohibits having advisors or consultants that are a permanent fixture on the to advise the committees, and I believe Everett has consistently called himself an advisor ever since.
Non-voting.
Right.
It's non-voting on the committee votes. I don't get to vote on anything.
Right, but I mean, clearly he's an asset to it.
I remember talking to the MTA on it, and they said they didn't see anything wrong with having other members on it. That was.
Well, you know, they may have been talking about the legalities of it. There's nothing illegal,
right.
But if you make articles of incorporation that say something, you kind of have to follow them. Now, it doesn't say that they can't be, but it clearly indicates that they're supposed to be selected from trustees.
Okay. Diane,
Yeah. This is what it says. It says, I have a few issues that I would like to discuss to the Omesa board, and I regret that I am unable to attend the meeting this month. The continued existence of Omesa should be of paramount importance to all of you. In that regard, reaching an agreement that preserves Omesa should be the highest priority. Planning for the future makes no sense before determining that there is a future for the agency. Omesa cannot be run like a business. It is not established to make a profit. It does not measure success by the bottom line on a balance sheet. Most of the things that the private sector considers in planning, budgeting, and reviewing performances simply don't work in a publicly run fire and ambulance agency. The fact of the matter is that Omesa regularly has a surplus to put towards new equipment and a building. There is no need to cut services. There is no need to reduce manpower. You cannot decide to control costs by reducing hours. We have one of the best, if not the best, emergency service agencies in the area. This is due to no small part to the efforts, dedication, and professionalism of Chief Brown, Chief Pontact, and all of the officers and crews. Continuing to attack these men, calling into question their knowledge and training, is an attack on the very foundations of Omesa. How is this being done? First, the suggestion that we need to study the deployment of firefighters at a fire in order to be able to control or manage payroll. This suggests that the chiefs don't know how to manage a fire scene, evaluate what is needed, and properly deploy men and equipment to effectively fight the fire. Certainly no board member, no member of CAPS, no business executive or bean counter has the necessary expertise to critique the chiefs. To suggest that someone from the chief should study the chief's performance is insulting and demeaning. But that is exactly what is being proposed. Second, there is a demonstrated unwillingness to listen to the chief's recommendations for what is needed in a new building for the agency. The idea that we should spend $10,000 to $17,000 to do a study to get information that the chiefs not only could, but have provided, to study to get the information that the chiefs, if not only could, but have already provided, shows that mistrust. It has been stated that the money spent on the previous design was wasted. It was only wasted if you allow it to be wasted. While we may not be able to build that building, the design should be reviewed and to help determine what is needed in a new building. It must be recalled that the old design was the result of a long process that included a lot of time and effort on the part of the chiefs. As professional firefighters, they know what is needed and without difficulty can tell the difference between what is simply desired or what is really necessary. Their advice is not much sought and ignored when provided. Will we drive our experienced professional chiefs away like we did our treasurer? At this month's Middlebury Township Board meeting, Mr. Sinacropi advocated terminating the $5 per capita payment made to Omesa from the general revenues of each township. I am a voter that would choose to maintain the quality of emergency services that we currently receive over a little smoother road here and there in the township. I can say without hesitation that I am not the only voter in Middlebury and Ovid Township that feels that way. It is disturbing to think that we should place higher priority on roads than we do on people. And that was submitted by Mark Cooley.
Thank you. Comments are well taken. Any other comments? Okay, we'll close the comment. We have a couple of communications. One is from Fairfield Township. It was handed to me tonight. After careful consideration of the unstable situation that Omesa finds itself in at this time, the Fairfield Township Board has passed a resolution clarifying that beginning April 1st of 2010, they will pay 1/12 monthly of the yearly taxes received for the area covered by Omesa. This is in lieu of the past method of paying the total yearly amount collected in each year in April. If at some time the situation stabilizes, the Fairfield Township Board will gladly revisit the issue. We hope this doesn't cause undue hardship, but we felt it was necessary in light of the situation. Regards, Les Line, Supervisor, Fairfield Township.